a lot of us can be living in this part of life right now where doing the right thing, you thought it was going to feel easy. But really, though, it still feels very heavy. And even I still go through the things where I would feel like if I just do the right thing, make the right decisions, then it'll make life feel easier. But it doesn't. Oftentimes we believe and expect that obedience will remove the weight, but a lot of times it reveals the weight. Expectations is if I do the right thing, then maybe this will be easier on me. Things will just get a lot easier. Things will start to happen for me. Things will start to come into fruition. But in reality, a lot of times peace comes with a weight. Peace comes with a cost. Outside of outside of your comfort zone, then that is coming with a cost as well. If I choose right, then maybe it will just feel lighter, but that's not always the case. That's not really the truth as many times. A lot of us will obey God and you feel like you should feel peace immediately, right? Or if you make better decisions, then things will just improve faster. But the right choice isn't always just the easy one. It's the costly one. What you don't understand, what you do not see, what faith is whenever you actually know that it will work out at some point, whether it's hard or not. Faith, more oftentimes than not, is a harder decision than it is just to rely on yourself. We want control. We want things to work out all the time. And we just don't want to feel discomfort. But whenever you start to be comfortable in your discomfort, that's where the peace really lies. A lot of times, whenever you want to do the right thing, then you start to feel the weight of how much it really is to really start doing the right thing each and every day. Wake up, get in your word, pray, eat right, go to work, come back home, work out, do all these things each and every day because it's the right thing to do. And not just do it for a week or two, but to do it for 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20 years before you even see any results. But in Matthew, though, chapter 7, verses 13 and 14, right, it goes to say that the road is narrow and few find it. What we want to do is go the right way, but that right way is very narrow because it's so easy to get off a path, to get out of focus, to want to do what everybody else is doing because it's not always pretty. It's not always the fancy look. It's not the steak dinner. It's the McDonald's McDouble to do the right thing sometimes, right? We want the steak dinner, but we have to realize that it takes work to pay for that steak dinner. But more often than not, we want to go to McDonald's and go to the dollar menu and eat like that. Now, does it still taste good? Does it still feel good? Yes, in the moment. But if you continue to eat McDonald's each and every day, you will be out of shape. You probably will start looking different, and your body's gonna start rejecting a lot of the things that is already healthy. So when you want to go eat the salad, when you want to eat the fruit, it's not gonna be as appetizing because you have made your diet off of McDonald's. That's like living in comfort each and every day. But if people that want to have the steak dinners every night or just reward themselves with a steak dinner maybe once a week, you have to work for that. You got to get the money. You got to dress up. You got to get the haircut. You got to have the date, whatever the case may be, right? Whether you're going solo or not. But you have to know that it takes work for the steak dinner rather than just getting a couple bucks and going to McDonald's and feeding your flesh that way, rather than feeding your spirit with the being uncomfortable with doing the right things and then working hard enough to where when you get that steak dinner, you savor it even longer. You make yourself believe and realize that, man, I've been eating McDonald's. I've been eating fake meat this whole time. Now I get a taste of the real thing and I want it even more now because it's gonna work. It's gonna teach me how to work harder. It's gonna teach me how to not always be comfortable, but it's also gonna teach me how to bear the weight of just not giving up. Bear the weight of doing the right things. Bear the weight of the reality that doing the right thing isn't always comfortable. It's actually being uncomfortable and being okay with that. Right? So A lot of things, it takes work. It takes faith. It goes into relationships and discipline, right? Saying no to things that you want to say yes to. Yes, I want the milkshake, but let me go ahead and drink this water right now. Yes, I want the McDouble, but actually let me just go home and make a chicken Caesar salad, right? That's still fire. That's still really good to me, right? A diet isn't always saying that I'm eating less or I'm not enjoying it, but make it enjoyable, make it worthwhile, make it a reason why you want to do this. And then sit on that image, sit on the vision that God has given you. If God gave you the vision to do whatever you are supposed to do and carry out whatever purpose or mission you're supposed to have, know that God already knows the plan for it, already knows the strategies for it. And a lot of times it's not going to be easy, but what we need to do is not focus on what we see with our eyes, but what we feel with our hearts, with our spirit. If God has placed a vision inside of you, a dream inside of you, yes, you know that inside of you, you feel it and you know that it can be real. But in reality, you look around and it's nothing. It's not the flashing lights. It's not the money. It's not the cars. It's not the house that you have. It's nothing that you have that matches with the vision God gave you. But God wants you to have it, and God will let you have it, but you got to know that you have to make the right decisions. And with the right decisions, it's going to come with a weight. In the same way we work out with the weights and want to lift heavier, you have to know that there comes responsibility with that. You can't just lift any type of way. You have to have the correct form. So being consistent and heavy lifting doesn't mean that you chose wrong. It just means that you chose growth. So don't be confused between your expectations and reality. Know that the McDouble, yes, it can satisfy you, but the steak is so much more savory in the end. What you cannot do these days is just wonder why the right decision feels wrong when the wrong decision feels right. Because then you will just leave the narrow path and go to the wider path where everybody else is going. And when everybody's trying to go through the same door, you can't all fit through it. But if you go the right way and choose growth and go to the solo door where nobody else wants to go to, because it takes trial, because it takes tribulation, because it has challenge left and right, just know that God is there with you each and every step of the way. And if you learn to carry that weight, then you'll learn to carry anything else that life has to throw at you. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe on the video, man. Make sure you know that you are loved and blessed. Follow purpose, follow your mission, man. I appreciate y'all for catching me on this one, and I hope y'all tap in with me on the next one.